Welcome to another Troubadour Reacts. My name is Kirk and I'm musically challenged. And today I'm going to be listening to The Body of an American by, and this is embarrassing, because I actually I could be incorrect. The Pogues, P-O-G-U-E-S. I apologize for all you Pogoites who love them. The whole purpose of this channel is to expand my musical awareness. I have a literary magazine and channel called troubadourmag.com where I teach the literary canonical classics. I teach literature, poetry, and things of that nature to adults and kids and things of that. And this, though, is my attempt to expand my awareness of music. I think that's important to expand our awareness of art. It's not to say I don't listen to music. Of course, I love music. But I don't know much about it. I don't know much about the cool bands and what's hip and all that good stuff. So I'm going to try and grow. That's the point of these reactions. So now this particular one comes out of a recommendation from a castmate of mine. That's right. I'm in a play that you probably can't see because it's over this weekend. But it's Romeo and Juliet. It's a big Shakespeare in the Park that is done every year. And I am playing the role of the prince. This is done by Austin Shakespeare. Thanks to the University of Austin, not the University of Texas, the University of Austin. So thank you to my castmate. I won't, dead name you. You can, in case you don't want credit for this. But yes, thank you for recommending this. I'm excited to give it a shot. And let's just jump into this. Just so if you're new to this, what I'll do is I'll just listen to it and react to it. This is my first reaction. Afterwards, I'm going to read the lyrics, though. So if you want to stick around, and I'll read the lyrics and, maybe do some analysis. And I know not everybody likes analysis of that stuff. So leave if you'd like. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got with The Body of an American. Okay, I don't know if I know how to tell the difference between Irish and Scottish music. So there's number one. But I'll say that it's very pleasant. Like, I want to be out in the green, hilly grass, just kind of prancing around. No, actually, I probably just want to be on a hill right now. Just listening to this with wind through my hair. I guess I make a lot of hair jokes.
The Cadillacs stood by the house and the Yanks, they were within. And the tanker boys, they hissed advice, but were with a pen.
Okay, hot one.
When we turned and shook, as we had a look in a room where the dead man lay.
Okay.
So Big Jim Dwyer made his last trip to the shores where his fathers lay.
Okay.
But 15 minutes
later,
we
here it goes.
had our first taste of whiskey.
Yes!
There was uncles giving lectures on ancient Irish
yes!
history.
I like this, they're good.
Telling jokes and a women they got frisky.
Oh yeah, I'm liking this.
In the evening, every bastard there was pissing.
I already like it, yes.
There's nothing left to say. Farewell to New York City boys, to Boston and PA. He took them out with a well-on cloud and I often heard him say, I'm a free-born man of the USA. He fought the champ in Pittsburgh and he slashed him to the ground. He took on Tiny Tartanella and it only went one round. He never had no time for rights for drink or dice or horde. But he never threw a fight when a fight was right, so they sent him to the war. Very well gone away, there's nothing left to say.
It's easy to catch up to.
And Gomer loves in America. The calling out the rosary, Spanish wine from far away. I'm a free-born man, love the USA.
Black screen, this is exciting. I'm going to be satisfied with my face for a few minutes. Alright, I like this song. I'm already in love with this song. First time. This doesn't happen very often.
This morning on the harbor when I said goodbye to you, I remembered how I swore that I'd come back to you one day. And as the sunset came to meet the evening on a hill, I told you I'd always love you, I always did, I always will. Fairly well gone away, there's nothing left to say. But say adieu to your eyes as blue as the water in the bay. To Big Jim Dwyer, the man of war, freeborn man of the USA. I'm a freeborn man of the USA. I'm a freeborn man of the USA.
Woo. Interesting. Oh, I like this tonal shift. Gonna like move into Amazing Grace or something here. That's a bagpipe song right now. That's how we're doing it. Okay, now I want a Guinness. I have a show tonight. I probably shouldn't do a Guinness. I'm sorry if I'm getting these countries mixed up. Don't beat me up. Just a black screen, baby. All right. Moving to the Star Spangled Banner, baby. Which would? Oh, okay, it's over. Nice. All right, I'm sold on the Pogues. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, don't beat me up. I'm kidding. The Pogues? I'm gonna say the Pogues. Someone correct me. It's okay if you correct me. I'm often being corrected, but try not to hate me too much. That was fun. I like that a lot. That's definitely a song I can see jamming out to or enjoying at a bar, a pub. Okay, so let's look at the lyrics. Okay, so if you're sticking around for this part, what I normally do is I just read through the lyrics and try to get an understanding for myself. And the reason that I do this is because when I'm trying to help people experience and explore poetry and literature, one of the things that I try to help them with is not thinking that you need to know everything, that you need to be a master. Part of this, and to have like a PhD to understand Wordsworth, my favorite poet, what you need to do is to get comfortable with just getting to the understanding that you can get to now. And then there is advantage and enjoyment in continuing and learning a little bit more and, talking to somebody about it, reading and listening to it and what asking them, what do you think it means? And then you'll get more. That's part of the joy of literature is there's almost an infinite amount of layers to be torn apart from good literature, good art, which is why it's so valuable to us as humans. So my point is that that's what I'm going to do. If you're listening to this and you want some kind of full fleshed out, finalized analysis, this is not the place to go. I'm probably going to get a lot of stuff incorrect, but I'm trying to model what I think reading great literature and literature in general, including and especially poetry, should be about, because it's about the rereading. Poetry and art is about rereading and re-experiencing. It's not about reading. So you have to do it over and over again. So this is my first time, so I'm probably going to get a lot wrong. Okay, so let's see what we got here. We're going to break this down. It's broken down into stanzas here. I don't know if this is a good breakdown of the lyrics. I mean, obviously it's music, and we're extracting the music out of it, which is critical for the understanding of this story, of course, of this lyric. So we have the Cadillac stood by the house and the Yanks. Okay, that's Americans, obviously. Or, if you're going, well, because of the music, I can assume I'm going to say Irish. I'm going to stick with the Irish because it made me think of The Quiet Man, a movie I really love. So a John Wayne film. So the Cadillac stood by the house and the Yanks, they were within, and the Tinker boys, they hissed advice, hotwire her with a pin. They were within. Wait, and the Yanks, they were within. So they were okay. So there's a picture of a Cadillac, is what I'm seeing. Stood by the house. So there's a house. The Yanks. So I'm assuming the person. Wait. So this is how I'm thinking about poetry, right? I'm trying to think who's this about? What are we talking about? What's the scene look like? They were within. I think the Yanks, the Yankees, the Americans, and the Tinker Boys. I have no idea what the Tinker Boys are. What that refers to. I mean, are they tinkering on the car? I don't know. They hissed advice, hotwire her with a pin. Are they trying to steal this car? Okay, so they're trying to steal the car, maybe. When we turned and shook as we had a look in the room where the dead men lay, so there's more than one. So Big Jim Dwyer made his last trip to the shores where his fathers lay. So the Jim Dwyer thing, if I was catching it correctly, he was a boxer in listening to the song. So I did hear this once before, as I just listened to it with you. So Big Jim Dwyer made his trip. So when we turned and so I guess the Irish men who are stealing this car turned to look in the room where the dead men laid. So Big Jim Dwyer made his last trip. So is he the one who died? To the shores where his fathers laid. Maybe he died. But I don't know. But 15 minutes later, we had our first taste of whiskey. Yes, I do like whiskey. I was just drinking. My friend bought me a really nice bottle of, I think it's, what is that? It's Willet Rye Whiskey, which I've never had before, and I love it. Another good thing. Maybe I have a little bit of Irish. I don't know. Okay, but 15 minutes later, we had our first taste of whiskey. There was uncles giving lectures on ancient Irish history. I definitely like this. Whiskey, history, frisky, pisky. The men all started telling jokes, and the women, they got frisky. That's how I like my women, by the way, just so you know. By 5 o'clock in the evening, every bastard there was pisky. I assume piss drunk is what that means. So this is a great scene. I like this scene set up, right? So you have these guys, I think they're stealing a car of some American. Again, I'm thinking Quiet Man. So you got this rich American and people are messing with him coming to Ireland. And 15 minutes later, we had, I guess, the people trying to steal it. Maybe they couldn't steal it first. And then the uncles were there giving lectures on ancient Irish history. The men started telling jokes. The women got a little frisky. I think Ireland is where I need to go move to. I mean, is this what happens in Ireland? Like, that sounds like a lot of fun. That doesn't happen to me here, so I don't probably wouldn't happen to me there either. By 5 o'clock in the evening, every bastard there was pisky. I love that. Fare thee well, going away. There's nothing left to say. Farewell to New York City, boys, to Boston and Pennsylvania, PA. Say, PA, say, USA. He took them out with a well-aimed clout. We often heard him say, I'm a freeborn man of the... Wait. So I'm losing the plot here. Fare thee well, going away. There's nothing left to say. Farewell to New York City. Is he like, so he's saying farewell to America. He took them out with but then he punches them. So I feel like there's got to be something about a back and forth between these two. Like, it's like the American is fighting them and he's like saying, I'm a freeborn man in the USA. He fought the champ in Pittsburgh and he slashed him to the ground. Okay, he's a boxer. So this is Jim Dwyer, the Big Jim Dwyer. He took on Tiny Tartanella and it only went one round. He never had no time for reds, for drink or dice or whores, but he never threw a fight when the fight was right, so they sent him to the war. So he fought someone named Tiny Tartanella, and it only went one round. Did Tiny Tartanella beat Big Jim Dwyer, or the other way around? He fought the champ, and... Okay, I'm losing this one. Okay, what do you guys think? Tell me what you think is the meaning of the story. And I'll look it up afterwards, too, but again, I'm trying to enjoy it. But even without knowing all this, the idea, like, you could still get a kind of understanding of what's going on in terms of, you got a fighter, he's fighting in Pittsburgh, he fights a small fight in with Tiny Tartanella, it only goes one round. He never had no time for reds. I assume that's commies, for drink or dice or whores, but he never threw a fight when the fight was right, so they sent him to the war. This has to be this is 1930s, 40s? Is this World War II? Okay, fare thee well, gone away, there's nothing left to say, with a slant eye, slanty Joe and Aaron go, my love's in America. So he loves America, the calling of the rosary, Spanish wine from far away, I'm a freeborn man of the USA, yeah. The morning on the harbor, when I said goodbye to you. Okay, who is he talking to now? I remember how I swore that I'd come back to you one day. Is he talking to Ireland? Like he's talking to Ireland, maybe. And as the sunset came to meet the evening on the hill, I told you I'd always love you. I always did and always will. I think this might be a woman. Again, for all of you who love this song and know all about it, this is me trying to understand it for myself. Hopefully you don't hate it too much. Fare thee well, gone away, there's nothing left to say, but to say adieu to your eyes as blue as the water in the bay. To Big Jim Dwyer, the man of wire, who was often heard to say, I'm a freeborn man of the USA, I'm a freeborn man of the USA. That's interesting. Okay, so overall, I'm not going to reread the whole thing again live. I'll do that afterwards for myself, but I'll just say the catalog. So you have the story of this guy. He's coming to coming to Ireland, I think. He's a boxer. I think he did really well. Maybe he had to go to the war. Someone died. Maybe a friend of it. I don't know who died. Last trip. But he loves America. Maybe he's okay. So there has to be something here about he's an Irish American. He's trying to make himself American, but also he wants to keep with his roots in Ireland. That's got to be kind of what's going on here. Fare thee well, gone away. There's nothing left to say with a slanty Joe and Aaron go, my loves, and Aaron go, my loves in America. So maybe he falls in love with somebody in Ireland. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to stop the analysis there. That's, I think, my first interpretation. And I'll go into it. But what do you think's going on? What's important? Like, why do you like the song? If you're listening to this reaction, I assume you like this song. Tell me your analysis. Talk about it in the comments. I think it's interesting to learn. Obviously, we can look it up online and learn from other people, and that's great. But I think it's also helpful in the appreciation and expanding of your own experience with art to put it out there or to, understand it and ingest it for yourself, which is what I'm trying to do. Okay. So if you'd like to tell me what kind of content to listen to, one, you can become a castmate with me in a future play and then tell me, and I'll do that, which is what this guy did. Or you can go to troubadourmag.com and you can become a member. And if you become a content curator member, you can actually tell me what songs to listen to. And you can also become a Literary Canon Club member where we go through short stories, poems, drama, and the canonical works of Western literature. Okay, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.